You're bleeding money and you don't even know it. Not in one catastrophic moment, but in tiny cuts so small you've stopped noticing them. 7 silent habits are draining your wealth right now, and by the time you realize what's happening, you'll have lost nearly $200,000. Yikes. If you want to understand where your money actually goes and how to stop the bleeding, you're in the right place. So hit that subscribe button, because we're about to walk through each of these 7 wealth-killing habits and show you exactly what they cost you over a decade. Let's start with the first habit: convenience fees. You're standing at an ATM that isn't your bank. The machine charges you $3.50 just to access your own money. It tells you right on the screen. You think it's only $3.50. You're not wrong about that moment. But here's what happens over 10 years. If you hit a non-bank ATM just twice a month, you're spending $84 a year. Over a decade, that's $840. But that's only the beginning. You pay convenience fees at parking meters, at food trucks, at event ticketing websites, at wire transfers, at everything. By the time we add it all up, convenience fees alone cost you $17,290 over 10 years. That's a used car you could have bought. That's a semester of college. That's money you'll never see again, and you've already forgotten every single transaction. The second habit is subscription creep. You signed up for a streaming service 5 years ago. It was $7.99 a month. You barely watch it anymore, but you keep paying. Then you add another service: bar tabs, a fitness app, a meditation platform, a newsletter, a cloud storage upgrade, a music service. Each one feels small. Each one is just another small charge on a credit card statement you glance at once a month. But here's the math. The average person has between 9 and 12 active subscriptions they're not fully using. That's roughly $130 a month. Over 10 years, assuming your subscriptions get slightly more expensive, you're spending $17,420 for services you could access for free or services you've completely forgotten about. Subscription creep is the death of 1,000 tiny cuts, and you're making the cuts yourself every time you forget to cancel. Now let's talk about the third habit, which might be the most insidious: pay later thinking. You see something you want. You can't afford it right now, so you use a buy now, pay later app. 4 payments of $25. Seems reasonable. Except you're doing this 12 times a year. You're spending $300 a month on things you couldn't actually afford. And because the payments are small and spread out, you don't feel the financial impact in real time. You're essentially lying to your future self, promising your future income will cover your present impulses. Your future self is getting tired of those broken promises. Over 10 years, if you're using buy now, pay later services aggressively, you're spending $36,000 on things you would never have bought if you'd had to pay the full price up front. Am I wrong? That's almost 4 years of groceries. That's a down payment on a house. That's your financial freedom, and you've traded it for the convenience of not having to say no today. The fourth habit is the upgrade cycle. Your phone still works perfectly. It's 2 years old. The new model just came out, and it's 20% faster. You don't need it, but you want it. So you upgrade. $1,000 every 2 years. You do the same thing with your laptop, your shoes, your camera, your watch, your clothes. You're stuck in a cycle where good enough has become the enemy of the new thing. Manufacturers know this about you. They design their products to feel outdated before they actually are. Over 10 years, if you're upgrading devices and gadgets on a 2 to 3 year cycle, you're spending $42,800 on things that work just fine. You're literally throwing away functioning equipment to buy slightly newer versions. That's not spending. That's burning money in a fireplace while pretending it's keeping you warm. The fifth habit is status spending. You want people to think you're successful, so you buy the things successful people buy. Or what you think successful people buy. An expensive watch. Designer clothes. A luxury car you can barely afford. A membership to an exclusive gym. Expensive coffee every single day. You're not buying these things because you need them. You're buying them because you need other people to know you can afford them. But here's the cruel part. The people you're trying to impress don't actually care. And the money you're spending on status is money you're not investing in actual wealth. Over 10 years, status spending cost the average person $28,540. That's not just money. That's the difference between being broke and being financially independent. That's the cost of trying to look rich while becoming poor. The sixth habit is idle cash. You have money sitting in a checking account earning 0.01% interest. You know inflation is eating it alive. You know you could be earning more somewhere else. But moving money feels complicated, so you leave it there. Or you have cash in your wallet that you forget about. Or you have a savings account that you never look at. Your money is working against you through inaction. Over 10 years, if you're keeping an average of $5,000 in low or no interest accounts, while inflation averages 3% annually, you're losing approximately $15,000 in purchasing power. That's not bad money management. That's just watching your wealth evaporate in slow motion. The seventh and final habit is paycheck-sized living. You make $50,000 a year, so you spend $50,000 a year. You make $60,000, so you spend $60,000. Your lifestyle expands with your income. You never build a buffer. You never get ahead. You ball until you fall. You're always one unexpected expense away from disaster. There's no room for investment, for savings, for actual wealth building. You're running on a treadmill that's always set to your maximum speed. Over 10 years, if you're living paycheck to paycheck and missing out on even modest investment returns, you're losing out on $37,130 in wealth you could have built. That's the opportunity cost of spending everything you earn. And honestly, this habit is the foundation that makes all the other habits possible. Now let's add it up. Convenience fees, $17,290. Subscription creep, $17,420. Pay later thinking, $36,000. Upgrade cycles, $42,800. Status spending, $28,540. Idle cash, $15,000. Paycheck-sized living, $37,130. Total over 10 years, $187,180. That's not a typo. That's nearly $200,000. That's a house. That's a business. That's a retirement account. That's your entire financial future, gone in small increments so tiny you never notice them. So, what do? First, audit your subscriptions. Go through your bank statements for the last 3 months and write down every recurring charge. Cancel anything you're not using. This alone could save you $5,000 over 10 years. Second, create friction for convenience spending. Unlink your non-bank ATMs. Bring cash instead. Make impulse purchases harder. Third, set a no-spend challenge for 30 days. You'll be shocked at how little you actually need. Fourth, stop the upgrade cycle. Use your devices until they actually break, not until they're outdated. Fifth, define what's actually important to you and stop buying everything else. Status spending dies when you stop caring what people think. Sixth, move your idle cash into a high-yield savings account or low-risk investment. Your money should be working for you, not against you. And seventh, create a gap between your income and your expenses. Even 10% is transformative. Even 5% changes your life. This gap is the foundation of all wealth. The good news is that breaking these 7 habits doesn't require you to become a monk or give up every pleasure. It requires awareness. It requires you to see the small cuts for what they are. A choice. Every convenience fee is a choice. Every subscription is a choice. Every upgrade is a choice. Every status purchase is a choice. And if you're choosing them unconsciously, you're broke because you want to be. Or, at least, you're poor because you're not paying attention. So start paying attention. Look at your bank statement with fresh eyes. Find the 7 habits that are costing you the most. And ask yourself, is this worth $200,000? Because that's what you're saying every time you don't change. I hope this video opened your eyes to where your money is actually going. If it did, please like it and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And let me know in the comments, which of these 7 habits is costing you the most right now? Be honest. Sometimes we need to name our problems before we can fix them. And subscribe to this channel because we're going to keep digging into the money habits that keep people broke and how to break them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.